Hey, this is Bryan BoogieMind East, and I'm here at the Urban Moves Dance Workshop at Hip Hop International. And I just grabbed a special guest here, Jesse Lee Santos from Chuck Maldonado's class that just finished. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, Brian. How are you guys doing?
Amazing, amazing. So you're judging. You're one of the returning judges here at Hip Hop International. How's the experience been?
It's been really good, especially going from the performance judge actually now taking place doing the skills. It feels good to actually switch it up and get in more into the fundamentals and critical side of what the dance crews we're hoping that they'll present. So hopefully they'll learn from such icons as Parris, who's teaching right behind us right now, and it'll be something experience. I can't wait to see the worlds. You're already seeing what's been brought up from the domestic side of the USA, so it's been good.
Cool. What is the biggest difference between your experience last year judging to this year as Hip Hop International is just getting started?
I think the great thing is seeing a lot of the returning crews that have actually taken the notes and applying it to the routines that they're preparing for and all their other crews that they actually brought along the way. So it feels really good to see the diversity and taking all the eclectic notes that we've given them from last year and applying that for this year and seeing what they're bringing to the dance floor.
Now, coming from Chuck Maldonado's class just previously, how important do you think it is for dancers here at Hip Hop International to come take class?
I think it's very important for them to always take class, even for myself, being a veteran in the game, as old as I am, taking Chuck's class and being a part of that whole hip-hop era that started back when, and being just a part of that. It's really good because these kids are so focused on competition and doing their groove and their technique and their fundamentals. It feels good to actually get it from the icons and the teachers that have trained in it too, just to get a different flow in their body. I think it's very important.
Awesome, I agree. As a veteran, what kind of advice can you give to these young competitors that are coming into Hip Hop International to kind of up their game, to bring something new to the table? What do you say to them?
I definitely think, especially from the U.S. side of it, especially being one of the skills judges from the U.S., I think it's very important for us to not get caught up in what we think hip-hop culture is from a domestic U.S. brand, but to actually go to the other countries or look at what the other countries study and what their fundamentals are and apply that, because I think that there's so much background and culture to hip-hop and what hip-hop movement is. Even myself as a judge, I have to constantly recheck myself, re-educate and re-knowledge, and it's getting that knowledge and gaining that fundamental compared out of all what we think is typical hip-hop. I think these kids should definitely, the inspiring youth and instructors that are teaching the kids nowadays to understand that fundamental and apply it and understand the culture and bring it back in.
Wow, you're right. It's amazing. Guys, you see guys out here in Pacific Rimland, this is one of my mentors right here, Jesse Lee Santos of JLS Entertainment. And every day that I'm around him, I'm taking notes as well. So I'm very honored to interview my man right here, the first time ever. So speaking to everyone back home that can't be here, what do you think is the biggest thing about Hip Hop International that is important to come and see, to experience?
I think compared to a lot of other events or competitions or conventions that just provide the name of hip-hop, I think the one thing it's great is Hip Hop International is always growing, and they want to help, again, apply the fundamentals. That's the key word this year. It's the fundamentals and the culture, and putting it both in the same perspective. It's the same equation. It's that same gumbo, I like to say, when it comes to hip-hop. But there's so many ingredients that make it so rich and fulfilling, and I think that Hip Hop International puts those, not necessarily rules, but it puts the guidelines to help us get back into it outside of a wave and tutting and whatever it may be, what the fundamentals are of where the culture came from. And I think being hip-hop, I think Hip Hop International brings that together, and it reminds you outside of just the normal top 40 song and R&B song, and it applies it, and I think it's really great because then it just kind of rejuvenates you back into what you think you've been missing out on. It brings it back to you.